You look so cool with the yellows and the pinks.
I know. It's not very like
Miami Vice. Just
like Daphne off Scooby Doo.
God, I can't unsee that either, Peg. Okay. When did we all become so tired? Not exhaustion, not sleep deprived, tired. Everyday journey of
That is a really good question because I think I have been chronically tired for the last 20 years.
uh-huh. It's in my face. Like, look at that.
You, you know, when we probably became chronically tired is when we had kids. So for me, 17 years ago. That about tracks.
32 years ago.
You got me beat.
My oldest will be 32 in November.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. No, I really feel like, it's, I read something here. Menopause and how nobody has prepared me for the brain fog, the anxiety, the rage, just flat out exhaustion of, I feel like each year is different, but those decades, we talked about this prior, being in your 40s, you are a different kind of tired than you were in your 20s and 30s.
Oh, for sure.
And then you add on the kids and the work and the spouse. That will make you really tired. But just feeling like we're taking care of everything, the house duties, the grocery shopping, the doctor's appointments for the kids, just back to school, all the yearly things the kids do at school. And then you add on your own personal stuff, your marriage, whether it's good or it's bad. You're stressed out. Maybe you're not sleeping. Maybe it's financial stress. They don't realize going through all those things takes so much out of you, like the mental drain of thinking, oh, shit, I got to do what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that leads up to a lot of my depression, is being so tired. I'm tired of being tired.
Yes, I agree. It's a different kind of exhaustion. It's just as exhausting as physical exhaustion, that mental exhaustion, because you're in this hypervigilant state almost, and you just never relax. And even when you try to relax, you're not really relaxing because you're just really just sitting there thinking like,
I think it's more of idle instead of relaxed. I feel like I'm just idling through each thing.
But there's still this
And there's, it's
yes.
And then you get through it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
No,
It's
that's 100% correct.
Is there even a title for, like, there's got to be more than just exhaustion. Like, there has to be a more profound word that describes that kind of exhaustion that we're going through. I mean, has it even been labeled? I mean, is this something we're experiencing and going through? We don't even know what the hell it's called.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's a good question.
I mean,
Catastrophic.
if you're out there and you're a professional and you know about these things, could you answer this for us? Because I would really like to know what it's. How do you how do you divide it from regular exhaustion to this kind of exhaustion?
Well, I mean, it could be considered, burnout. I mean, exhaustion where you're just
Burned out on life?
completely burned out on, I mean, just keeping up with all the things. But also, you have to take into consideration at this age the hormones. I mean, it's like
the chemical imbalance of your body.
And your body's trying to adapt to all of that. So you've got all of this normal day to day, I have to do all this, and then you've got like your body like fighting against you too.
And I think a lot of it is, and I see a lot of women, and I've seen some men, but like social media, I'm seeing more influencers of women coming into their 40s and 50s and 60s, and they're getting healthy. They've cut out sugar.
Yes.
And they said their bodies have literally balanced out because just cutting out the starches and the carbs and the sugar. So I'm like, that's really hard for me.
That, but
I mean, yeah, I don't want to. I know I should. But I feel like for me, it's harder because I am the opposite of diabetic. So my body doesn't, if I don't get enough sugar, I'm down.
Okay.
So I need to find that balance that, like, okay, gives me just enough sugar to survive, but not too much to make me completely out of balance. 'cause I can feel it. I can
Oh,
feel if
yeah.
I get too much sugar, my body, I'm just like, I feel sick. I feel really sick. So
It
I'll
is
cut it out for a couple days. Feel like I'm okay. I'm coming down. I feel like I'm coming down off of a fit,
no,
you know?
it's
Sugar is dangerous.
it is so true. I have done, like, the clean eating things and done really well at them, and then I've gone and eaten sugar, and when you cut that out, detox it
Yep.
from your body, and then you go back to it,
It's a shock.
you do feel
Yes,
terrible.
yes. You can feel it in your skin. You can see it in your skin,
Feel awful.
but just not resting. I
Mhm,
think that's been a lot of my problem of not being able to sleep is
mhm.
I'm getting too much sugar and my body is still like this by the time
Right.
I lay down.
So it's like affects you like a kid, like, it
Yeah.
makes you hyper?
Hmm.
Mm-mm, not me.
I'm kid that had to have the cake. Yeah. So I had a couple of questions here, but one more statement that
Okay,
this one really resonated with me. Here personally, lately, I felt this one. Maybe you will too. I want to know what you think.
okay.
Friendships that are changing because everyone is in survival mode.
Hmm.
Has that affected you? Have you seen that?
I would say, just from my personal experience, I've gone through the majority of my adulthood not really having friendships.
Right.
So for me, it's actually a little bit more positive as I've gotten to this age and I have gone through things. I've found that I've found friends that
Mm-hmm.
way. You know, you and I have
Yeah.
connected back in.
We're at that age that we connect better.
Yeah, Nicole's is somebody, Ashley, so I feel like I have more friends now than I've ever
There
had.
you go.
I mean, except when I was, in
Yeah.
the kid, but
Well, you said you were super shy, so that had a lot to do with trying to let yourself out there. You got to find
maybe
friends that were
so.
like you.
Maybe so. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I do. Actually, I know you're 100% correct because I kept myself in that box.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was able to put myself out there and be authentic,
Right.
it brought people in because they resonated with
Mm-hmm.
that, right? So yeah, for and a positive, I can see how it would be negative because everybody's so busy,
Yeah.
they can't like catch up with one another. But for me, it's
I have felt this. And when I say so, I'm never going to be one to throw people under the bus. I'm not saying any names. Okay. If you think it's you, then it's you. If it's not, then it's not. I don't care. Um, so for me, I feel like the survivor mode is more of someone who's going through, when you hear someone say, oh, it triggers me.
hmm
I'm sorry, but I hate that term. It drives me insane because as aware as I am of mental health, and it's like at the top of everybody's thing right now, it's also being used as a crutch and an excuse. And you can kind of see where it is being used that way. So for me, when you're with a friend and they're constantly complaining or,
Mm,
you know, oh, I'm fat and I can't lose weight, but then all you do is just eat junk.
sure.
Sugar, or, you talk about, oh, my skin just looks terrible. I need to go get a facial. I need to do this or whatever. But you're not doing the things that take care of the skin. Like you got to fix it from inside. And I feel like everybody keeps contradicting themselves, oh, I can't go here because I might get triggered or, trying to survive finances and my business is not making sales, whatever it might be. The more that they keep doing that, I feel like they're burning relationships, like
Mhm.
they're sometimes nobody wants to hear you bitch constantly
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh yeah.
I want a good story. I want to hear something positive that happened to you. I mean, you and your husband had a date night and you connected for the first time in 6 months. Your grandson walked for the first time.
Mhm.
You sowed, 10 bushels of potatoes versus one. I mean, I want to hear the good stories.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of hearing the negative all the time. I got my own negative.
Mhm.
I don't want to hear everybody else's.
Mhm.
Not when it's supposed to be a friend that's supposed to uplift you
Mhm.
and support you, but all they do is keep dragging you down.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
that makes me sick. And I feel like at my age, that's where I'm at.
Mhm.
And that's why my group of friends used to be huge.
Mhm.
I talk to 5 people now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you just get to a point where you're tired of it.
Right.
And I feel the the survival mode because everyone's trying to get through their own things. And sometimes the friendship can be lost because you're either not communicating properly.
Right.
So if you're going through that, I'm interested in hearing your story, please.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I can see it. A healthy friendship is you have the ability to do that, but there's give and take. You know what I mean? And so it can't all be because I have had those friendships
Yeah.
too, where every time I'd
They
be
just
with
take.
yeah, and it's always about them, and you've already given them the advice 98 times, but they don't listen to you.
Exactly.
At some point, you're like, okay, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Okay. So here's something that I want to talk about real quick before we move on. Complaining about your significant other. I feel like it's one thing to talk about, oh, he didn't take the trash out. He's getting on my damn nerves. Or, we haven't had sex in 6 months. What do I do? I mean, I get that. Those are things. For me, I feel like people who complain about their spouse, and this is a lot of women do this with the men. I've heard some men do it, but they usually just talk to their buddies, and kind of keep it quiet. But when you complain about your spouse to other people and you do it to all the people you come in contact, first of all, the first thing you should stop and think is, does that person really need to know all those details, all those secrets? Do they really need to know how horrible your husband is and how unhappy you are? And I'm going to divorce him and I'm going to do this. But you keep saying it over and over and over and you're not doing it. You're just complaining about him. Now, fast forward and you have to go to an event or you go to dinner and that spouse is there. You've made an image on that person that you told about your spouse. And now that's all they can see is how shitty he is and it gives a bad attitude when he might not be that shitty. That might just be something between the two of them.
Right.
Stop complaining about your spouses to everybody. Okay? It's okay to vent. It's just a little bit. We don't need to know all the shit. If you don't like him, leave. Okay? Divorce him. It's real easy. You sign the paper, he's no longer yours, just as you signed it to buy him. Okay?
Buy him.
That's how I feel. You buy him. That's just something that just has bothered me for a while. It's just like I don't really complain about my husband because I got a pretty good one, but I can complain about the first 3 because they were some pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to just completely dog it to all my friends and then have him come and then now they're all seeing him that way. That's one, that's cruel. That's not how we do. That's not humanity. That's not what we do. You're downing someone you're supposed to be married to and love. He has his flaws, but does everybody need to know that? Pick a friend, vent to them, don't tell everybody. Okay? That's just my thought.
I agree, and that's kinda what I was talking about the friend that I just because it wasn't her well, it was her spouse, it was everybody, actually, it was
Right.
our whole family. But, yeah, it was just all the time, and that's all we ever even if we started off on one topic, it would always go back to that, and, the advice was just one ear out the other, and so, you just can't continue on down that road with
It's
people.
terrible.
What else did you have?
Okay,
No,
so
right?
I have 2 questions I wanted to ask. Okay. Have you become softer or harder with your age that you are now
Mhm.
from previous?
Yeah. I know this sounds so cliche, but both.
Makes sense.
I mean, both.
And it's kind of leading from the exhaustion of what we deal with and the things that we've had to occur over the last 20 something years having kids and spouses and stuff. So we get to this age and now are we softer than we were then or are we harder than we were before we had kids and stuff and got tired?
Right. So I'm softer in the sense that I am more receptive. I'm less quick to respond. I will sit back and kind of really make an informed decision,
Yeah.
But I'm harder and I know what I want and that's what I want.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you have to think before you speak anyways. That's the problem with the world. If a lot of people would shut the hell up and think about it before they said it, they might not have hurt a lot of people's feelings. Okay.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But when we're young, we just say
Yeah.
things with the drop of the hat. We don't really think, but I've learned to, and I've learned not to take a lot of things so personally too.
Yes.
So it makes me a little bit softer in the fact that I, I might, it might have made me upset with you previously, but
Mhm.
now I understand that
Right.
that's something that you're going
Yeah.
through, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I would say I'm probably harder because, like, before I had kids, I was a kid having kids. I was just a kid, like, literally a child. But I feel like my whole 20s, that's all I did was raise kids. And then into my 30s, those kids started to graduate and leave home, and then I started having grandkids in my mid 30s. So I feel like the grandkids made me softer and my kids made me harder. And I say that because they're not nice. Um, they weren't always nice to me. So I feel like a lot of my exhaustion and my tired mental part is from trying so hard to please everybody and still not being good enough. And it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So I feel like I've gotten harder where, I'm at this point now. I'm tired of it. I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk to me? I don't care.
Mhm.
You want to shut me out of your life? I don't care. I'm done. I'm literally tired of the bullshit,
Mhm.
the drama. If you don't want me in your life, I don't need to be in your life.
Yeah. There is a point, in families and relationships that you just, you have to do that for your own sanity,
Mhm. Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that things may not turn around at sometime in the future.
Sometimes you have to let other people grow too.
Exactly. Yep. You can
Growth.
only meet people where they are, and you can't bring them to where they need to
You
be.
can't lead a
So
horse to water,
you
and
just
you can
gotta,
lead them, but you can't make them drink.
just gotta protect your own peace. Yeah.
Yes. Last question. Oh, what is the biggest misconception about women our age? Ooh, I'd like to know what some other women think about
Hmm.
this one.
I don't know that we're old because I feel I do not feel old.
I'm not laughing. Misconception about our thinking that we're all dried up and old and
Exactly.
grannies. I mean, yes, I have 9 grandchildren. That doesn't make me a granny. That doesn't make me old, dried up. I have gray hair. I'm still wild in the sack. I'm still a kid at heart. I still chase my husband around the house.
Ooh, I have a good answer.
Oh, okay. What's her answer?
40 is not over the hill. It's going up the hill and you're like peaking because you know who you are. You know what you want. You got the confidence.
And now you're going to show everybody
You got
else.
all of it, baby.
That's what I like. Okay. Okay. Yes. That's a good answer.
Mhm.
Anybody else have an answer for that? Please write in, call, fan mail, whatever you want to do. I'm interested in knowing what you think. I will lead you with this. What is the biggest misconception about women our age? Ladies, please answer. Let us know what you think.
Real women, real conversations, and zero judgment.
Right here on Midnight Maven Podcast.